Hello and welcome to Crochet Advent Day 14. If you're new here, Crochet Advent is a series I started this month where every single day until Christmas, I am posting a brand new crochet tutorial here on my channel. It has been so much work to get these out every single day, but it's also been so rewarding. I have had so much fun doing this, and we're not even done yet. We're only like a little more than halfway done. So if free crochet tutorials interest you and you want to either learn how to crochet or you just want some tutorials to follow to make some more things, then I encourage you to check out my channel where I have so many crochet tutorials, even running back to last year. I've got 24 free ones coming out this month. So if you haven't already, please subscribe. Your subscriptions, your comments, your likes are the reason I'm able to continue making these designs for all of you. So let's talk about what we're making today. It is currently -7 degrees outside, so this design is very fitting. Right now I'm just wearing it in the standard little scarf, but there are 3 different ways that I like to style this. I'll show you a little demo of every single way, but this is just a simple triangle scarf. This design is so beginner friendly. It uses up 1 full skein of yarn, so you can just go to the store, grab yourself 1 skein of acrylic weight 4 yarn, and you're good to go. You can just make 1 project with 1 skein of yarn. And let's go ahead and jump into the tutorial for this super easy, beginner friendly crochet triangle shawl scarf, however you're gonna wear it. It's really nice for the winter season. For this tutorial, I'm going to be using weight 4 acrylic yarn as well as a 5mm crochet hook, and this design is really one that you can switch up as you go. You can really play around with different fibers, different weights to yarn. It'd be really pretty to make this with like a weight 2 yarn and a smaller crochet hook. You can make it with wool or cotton. So the actual weight and the actual material of the yarn really does not matter for this design. You might just need to alter the size of the hook for whatever yarn you're using. But let's go ahead and start crocheting. So this is a really easy design, and I'm going to walk you through just the first couple rows here, because once you get started, you just keep repeating that same row over and over and over again. So let's just get started. I'm going to find the end to my yarn here. And now there are 2 ways to start this project. The first, and in my opinion the best way, would be to make a magic circle. The second way is to chain 4, like so, and then insert your hook into the very first chain that you made and slip stitch. And this is making just a little tiny circle, so when you work into this, you're going to just work into that little circle of chains. This is a little bit more of a bulky look, and so I don't prefer it, but if you can't make a magic circle or you don't want to, you can definitely do this. Or if you really want to, you can instead just start with chaining 3, like so, and then you're going to chain 2 more and place 3 double crochets, because we're going to start this row with 3 double crochets. So if you want to, you can start the 3 double crochets off of just a plain chain 3. The only thing is, if you do this, you're not going to have the pointiness at the bottom as you would with a normal triangle. It's going to be kind of flattened at the bottom. So ideally you want to do a magic circle. I just know that some people really do not like doing magic circles or don't know how. So if that's the case for you, there are other ways you can do this. But really quickly, and I'm not going to put too much time into it because that isn't the purpose of this tutorial, but really quickly, if you need a reminder on how to do a magic circle, everyone makes them differently. The way I like to make them is I start to make a slip knot. So I wrap my yarn around my hand like so, creating an X in front of my hand, and then I pull that off so it creates a loop. So I have this loop here that I'm sort of pinching. I put my fingers through that loop and start to pull this through. So I'm doing the same thing as you normally would to create a slip knot. If I go all the way like this, we have our little slip knot here. So that's all you're going to do, is you're going to make a slip knot. But before you actually pull the slip knot through, I'm just going to pause here. I'm ready to make that slip knot. If I keep pulling, it'll become a slip knot. But I'm just going to pause here, and essentially what we're doing is we're crocheting into the circle of the base of the slip knot, if that makes sense. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my hook and start working into my magic circle now. So now, whether I'm working into a magic circle or into a little chain circle, I'm going to start by chaining 2, like so. And now into this circle here, I'm going to go ahead and place 3 double crochets. So I'm just doing 3 double crochets here. Here's 2 and 3, like so. And now if we did do the magic circle, you're going to go ahead and pull on that tail to tighten the magic circle, like so. So that tightens the magic circle, and this is going to give you that really sharp point at the bottom because it groups those 3 stitches down and makes them all bunch together at the bottom and point into a sharp point for the bottom of that triangle. So this is row 1 completed. It's just 3 double crochets. And also you can do this with half double crochets, single crochets. You can really have so much fun with this design and just play around with the different stitch types. So now for row 2, I'm going to start by chaining 2. That's how you start every row with double crochets, and turn my work. Into this very first stitch we're going to do, it's called an increase. So we're going to place 2 double crochets into 1 stitch. So I'm going to double crochet right into that first stitch. And then I'm going to double crochet again into that exact same stitch. So I'm placing 2 double crochets into that 1 stitch. Now with this design, we want this to grow even more so. So we're going to do an extra increase. So we're actually going to place 3 double crochets into this 1 stitch. So I'm yarning over, I'm going into the very first stitch again and placing a 3rd double crochet. So I have a total of 3 double crochets right into that 1 first stitch. They're all going into the exact same stitch. Now into the second stitch here, I'm going to place just 1 double crochet. This middle stitch here, we're not increasing, we're just working across the other side. So I'm placing 1 double crochet into that middle stitch. And now in the last stitch here, I'm going to insert my hook into the last or the 3rd stitch of the row, and on the very end stitch, we're going to do another extra increase. So we're doing 3 double crochets. So I'm placing 3 double crochets all in this exact same stitch here. So I'm placing 3 double crochets that are all coming out of the exact same stitch. And you'll see it already is a much wider row than it was before because we increased 3 times on both sides here. So now let's go ahead and start up on row 3. So row 3, we're going to start the exact same way. I'm going to chain 2 and turn my work. And now into this very first stitch, we're going to go ahead and do another big increase where we're increasing with 3 stitches. So I'm inserting my hook into that first stitch and placing a double crochet. And now I'm going to insert my hook back into that exact same stitch and place another double crochet. And now because we want 3 stitches coming out of this 1 stitch, I'm going to go back in and place 1 more double crochet. So we have a total of 3 double crochets coming out of that 1 stitch. I'm then going to double crochet all the way across to the other side. So I'm just placing 1 stitch in each of these stitches going all the way across because we only want to increase on the very first and last stitch of each row. That's what gives us the nice triangle shape, is we're just adding on to the sides. So I'm just simply double crocheting 1 stitch into each stitch all the way across until I reach the very last stitch of the row here. And now in this very last stitch, we're going to go ahead and do another one of those big increases. So I'm going to start by placing my first double crochet into this stitch, and then I'm going to increase. So I'm going to place another double crochet into that exact same stitch, and then increase by placing a 3rd double crochet into that stitch, like so. So again, you'll see the row we just completed, the 3rd row, is already much bigger than the row before it. We're increasing quite quickly here. So now we're going to go ahead and do row 4. So we're going to chain 2 and turn our work. And we're doing this just like we did before. At this point, you should start to see a pattern here, and you'll understand why I said we're just going to do the first few rows, because this whole thing is going to just be a copy of this pretty much. So now we're going to go ahead and place a double crochet into this first stitch, but we want to do an increase here. So I'm going to reinsert my hook into that exact same stitch and place 2 double crochets and then 3. So we increased with 3 stitches in that very first stitch. Now I'm going to double crochet all the way across. I'm just placing 1 double crochet into every single stitch going all the way across, and the very last stitch is going to be an increase. So all these middle stitches are not increases. We're increasing on the very first and the very last stitch of each row. So I'm just working all the way across here. Like so. And now in this last stitch, we want to do another increase. So on this very last stitch, we're going to increase by placing 3 double crochets into that very last stitch, like so. So here's what it's looking like now with row 4. As you can see, it is growing again quite a bit. We're going to do one more row here together. So row 5, let's go ahead and do that one. We're going to go ahead and start by chaining 2 and then turning our work. And now I'm going to start by placing 3 double crochets into this very first stitch here. So we're going to increase by placing 3 double crochets all into just 1 stitch, like so. And now we're going to double crochet all the way across. So into each one of these stitches going across till we reach the very last stitch of the row, I'm just placing 1 double crochet. I'm only increasing on the first and the last stitch of each row. Which that makes this a really good mindless or TV watching project, because you can just keep going and you know you're only increasing at the start and the end. You don't have to worry about stitch markers or keeping track of where you are. You can just keep going along. So it's a really fun one to work on when you're trying to watch something or just kind of wind down for the day. And now on this very last stitch, after I worked all the way across that row, I'm going to go ahead and increase with 3 stitches. So I'm placing my first double crochet into that last stitch, and I'm going to go ahead and place 3 double crochets into that stitch, like so. So here's what it's looking like so far. We've got our nice little triangle that's growing quite quickly, and we're going to go ahead and just repeat this for many rows. So you're just going to keep building this up, and you're going to place a super increase, so 3 double crochets in each stitch at both the first and the last stitch of each row. So just follow this exact same stitch pattern I just demonstrated, and keep on going until you've carried this up to a really good length that it can wrap comfortably around your neck, your head, whatever you want to use it for. You're just going to keep on going. So I went ahead and continued that exact same stitch pattern, and I built it up for a total of 35 rows. It's almost 1 full skein of yarn from the brand I Love This Yarn from Hobby Lobby. So I used up almost 1 full skein of that yarn to make this project. You can definitely add more rows if you want this to be bigger and to fit more like a shawl, or less rows if you want to be just kind of the head scarf part and you want it to be kind of smaller and more petite. It's really up to you how many rows you want to add. But now at the very end, we're going to go ahead and cast off. So I just finished off with this last row of my 35th row here, and I finished with those 3 double crochets that make up the increase at the end of the row. And now to cast off, I'm going to go ahead and chain 1, and then I'm going to go ahead and cut my yarn, leaving a couple inches behind here so I can weave it in. I'm going to go ahead and just cut that yarn. And then I'm going to pull my hook until that yarn pops right through the loop and give it a little tug to lock it in place. So now with this project, there should just be 2 loose ends, one at the very start and one at the very end of the project. I'm going to go ahead and grab a darning needle now, and I'm going to weave it right in to this project to help secure these loose ends in place so that they don't come undone. I'm just going to thread my darning needle and weave the loose end throughout the project, just going back and forth within these stitches. And whenever I weave loose ends, I like to go in between the stitches so you can't see the needle on either side, so the yarn's tucked in the middle of these stitches. And I go, oh, hang on. There we go. And I go back and forth about 3 times before switching directions. And I like to do this a couple times before I feel like the yarn is really securely in place. So I'm just basically weaving in this loose end so it's not going to come undone easily as we're wearing it, washing it, or whatever we do. You want it to be nice and secure. And after I feel like I've woven that in plenty of times, now I'm going to go ahead and cut that loose end as close to the project as I possibly can without cutting the project itself. I'm going to go ahead and do that with the second one as well. And then we're going to try it on, and then we're going to alter it a little bit to help it fit a bit better. Okay, so here is what the little shawl is looking like so far, and you can tie it around here. I'm not really wearing the correct outfit for it, obviously, but if I were just to loosely tie it in the scarf style. So it's comfortable. It has the potential to be cute if I was wearing the right outfit or something, but it still is pretty stiff, and it has that sort of handmade acrylic yarn feel. So what I recommend for this next step is completely optional. You can just stop here, say the shawl's done, and just start wearing it and have a grand old time with your new little outfit or accessory. But what I recommend is that you either block or steam this piece to help loosen up the stitches and give it more of a flowy texture. So you can block it. However, if you have a steamer, I would recommend steaming it. I feel like that works so much better with pieces like this, the acrylic yarn, where we're not trying to really shape it, we're just trying to make it bigger and more flowy. So let's go ahead and steam this project to help loosen up the stitches. So I just used a steamer that I got from Walmart for about $14. Really anything works for this, just a nice, easy, cheap steamer. And I went ahead and I filled this up with some water, and I'm going to plug it in so it can start heating up while we prepare the project. And now I'm going to take a hanger, and I'm going to use a couple little binder clips here, and I'm just going to clip the shawl right onto the hanger or the scarf. So here I have it just clipped onto the hanger so we can pull on this fabric and it's not going to come undone. And now I'm going to go ahead and hang it right in the shower. I prefer to steam projects in the shower so I don't accidentally mess up the walls of this house or anything. So we're just going to hang it up quickly. And now I'm going to go ahead and start the steamer. And because the project we're making, we're not trying to fit to an exact size. It's not like a sweater or something that we need to have an exact fit for. I'm simply just going to do this really easily, where I'm going to steam along the project. I'm going to hold it pretty close, and I'm just going to pull. I'm not worried about destroying the shape or anything of the stitches because I'm actually trying to loosen it up and stretch it pretty much to its max potential, making this thinner, looser, and more drapey. So I'm just pulling pretty hard and just steaming all the way along the project like so, just going across the entire material. And then once I'm done with this side, which I'm not done yet, but for the sake of this tutorial, once I'm done with this side, I would turn it around and then do the other side here, and that's what I'm going to do for the next 5 minutes or so. And now that I've worked along this with the steamer, you may already be able to tell it's much more drapey. It's also a little bit damp, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just unattach this from the hanger. I'm going to go ahead now and lay it completely flat on my bedroom floor and just let it dry for a while. It only takes like an hour or two before it's completely dry, if even, where if you were to water block it, you'd want to wait maybe overnight. You can already see here it's so much more drapey and loose than it was before. So I'm going to lay this out flat, let it dry for a while, and that's how you're going to make your own crochet triangle scarf. And here is that finished scarf. Definitely after steaming it, the whole thing feels so much softer and looser. So when I tie it into like a scarf shape, it's less stiff. All the pieces fall down and drape a little bit better. But I hope that you found this tutorial to be helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to leave those in the comments down below. As I mentioned in the beginning of this video, if you haven't already, please subscribe, like this video, comment. Those are the things that allows me to continue making these designs. Without them, I really wouldn't be able to do this as avidly. And I appreciate all of you so much. If you're watching this on Sunday, I hope you have a great Sunday, a great day of rest, and I'll see you again tomorrow with our next crochet tutorial. Goodbye.